Long time no see for a little bit. This is Shawn1113 welcoming me back. Give me 1 minute to get that. There you go. A little bit back. Excuse us 1 minute. I'm trying to adjust all this. But this is Shawn1113. It's been a pretty long while since I'm back all this summer. And before I do my Sean Steele's predictions for 2015 and what could happen for the NFL season, I want to make an editorial comment about something that's been talked for years. Marcy's Diner in Portland, Maine. With all that news, thank you. Thank you to whoever who that owner is. Someday, if I'm ever in Portland, Maine, I would definitely love to go there. And any person, anytime you have screaming kids that take the enjoyment of everybody else and spoiled, rotten, entitled, self-centered parents, some of them, that don't give a damn about their child being disciplined, and you have to let the owner scream at you for 40 minutes, let the owner screams and say, what in the hell is going on here? It's a beautiful thing. To kick the parents out, I'd rather let the child stay and kick the parents out. At least the child will be in peace. I have a better idea on that. Any restaurant that does that, I would definitely make an applaud. I applaud any restaurant that has, number one, no kids allowed, or do something out like that and don't make any apologies for it. That's my opinion about that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, time for the NFL predictions 2015-2016 predictions on paper. Now, we're going to go to the American Football Conference in the AFC East. Here's my prediction of finish. Number one will be the Miami Dolphins. If Tannehill puts everything together, and if the offensive line maintains, and the defense maintains, especially the secondary, they will win the division. New England will be second, and they will make the playoffs. If Tom Brady's suspension holds the 4 games, it undoubtedly will hurt the Patriots. But knowing Belichick, the defending Super Bowl champions, you never know. Even the Deflategate and all that stuff. Look, I don't like the Patriots, but they're the defending Super Bowl champions. Even with Deflategate, they're not going to take the Super Bowl away. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I'll tell you, they're going to make the playoffs. Expect that to happen. They're too good of a team not to make the playoffs. Buffalo with their defense, tough defense, but who's their quarterback? I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback at this point. But he works for the Jets. Speaking of the Jets, I'll get to them in a moment. I do not trust the quarterback. I really don't. That's where the downfall is going to be. Their team is set, and they're going to be contender for the playoffs. But I'll tell you, their quarterback, no. The Jets, the same thing. A good offensive line, good secondary. I will concede it to the Jets. But their quarterback, do you trust Geno Smith? Jets fans? I'm not so sure. So order AFC East, Miami first, New England second, Buffalo third, and contending for the AFC playoffs, and the Jets. AFC North, toughest division in football this year. Think about it. Excuse me. I think that's the toughest division. Outside of Cleveland, you can make a case for Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. 1, 2, 3. But I'm going to pick Baltimore first. I'm going to pick Cincinnati second, and Pittsburgh a close third, and Cleveland fourth. I mean, you can definitely, it can be interchangeable. I can tell you that. Cleveland, I just don't trust them too much. and they are a mess of an organization, and I don't trust them. Trust them. I'm gonna pick Baltimore 1, Cincinnati 2, Pittsburgh 3, and Cleveland 4 in the AFC North. AFC South, well, that's pretty easy. It's Indianapolis' division to lose. Houston could be a contender if everything goes right. They got to sell their quarterback basically. So Houston's going to be the one that will be maybe the closest to contending against Indy. Tennessee 3, and Jacksonville 4. AFC West, Denver, I'm not completely sold on Denver, but they're going to win the division. I think Kansas City sneaks up, could become a dark horse contender for the AFC. I think Kansas City in second. They could make the playoffs too. So San Diego and then Oakland in the West. AFC West, Denver 1, Kansas City 2, San Diego 3, and Oakland 4. And the contenders are going to, and the teams that are going to make the playoffs in the AFC: Miami, New England, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Denver. And the contenders are going to be Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Buffalo. And I think those three teams, like I said, the North is interchangeable. I think Kansas City will give Denver a hard time this year when they play home and home. But that's going to be one hell of a division in that AFC North. Keep your eye on that. That's the AFC. The NFC is even more complex, actually. I'm going to start the AFC East. Dallas will win the division. Philadelphia 2nd. The Giants 3. And Washington 4th. I think Philadelphia and the Giants, if everything comes together, will be a contender. We'll challenge Dallas, no doubt. That's going to be an interchangeable division. That has the potential to be interchangeable. So keep your eye on that division. If Dallas falters, I think Philadelphia goes up. And if everything comes together with the New York Giants, I think they might be contender for the NFC playoffs as well. In the NFC North, I'm going to pick Green Bay. Detroit will be a contender. Minnesota is a dark horse to become a contender for the if everything comes together as well. Chicago, I don't trust Cutler, and I do not trust the defense quite yet. They'll be better, but I know they'll be better. Cutler, I'm not so sure about him. But Alshon Jeffrey, I trust. But the contender for the NFC North, I have Green Bay running away with this. Detroit 2nd, being the contender for it. Like I said, Minnesota, a dark horse, and Chicago. NFC South is a little bit tougher, but I'm going to pick Carolina to win the division. New Orleans, close 2nd. And both of those two teams are going to make the playoffs. I can assure you of that. Atlanta 3rd, not quite yet, but they maybe next year. And Tampa Bay 4th. NFC West, probably the easiest pick. I'm going to pick Seattle and Arizona to go. St. Louis will be 3. San Francisco, they had so many losses in defense. I pick them 4th. You know, it's gonna be, but like I said, it's like Seattle and Arizona. It was Seattle, San Francisco. Now Seattle and Arizona. And that if Carson Palmer stays healthy this year for Arizona. Then I might see St. Louis might make a run if everything comes together. So here's my playoff playoff teams for the NFC: Dallas, Green Bay, Carolina, New Orleans, Seattle, and Arizona. And the contenders are Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota, the New York Giants, and possibly St. Louis by a long shot. So I'm going to put them right on there. The contenders, the playoff teams I think they're going to be in each conference. And then as time goes on, as I do my predictions, it might slight favor, but I'm not going to change it. Otherwise, I'm not going to change it. So that is it. Shawn Steele's 1113 NFL prediction for the NFC playoff teams and their contenders. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back. And I will make my predictions pretty soon in September. Enjoy the rest of your summer.